And yes, you might notice that Alice's dress has changed again. Very pretty. If you ignore the skull on the back, very pretty. Whoopsie, missed one. There we go. Come on. There we go. And, yeah, I would agree, too, that it would be nice, or it would have been nice, if they would have, and yeah, that's how we get up there. But, yeah, it would have been nice if they would have,
Whoever said true art serves neither ornament nor use is ignorant of the aesthetic of the East.
or, as the subtitles say, the East aesthetic. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Well, let me do this for it first. Yes, it can get a little tricky. Assuming you want to try and get the teeth, of course. Or tooth, in this case. But I'm speaking in general, if you want to try and get all of them. Gotta work at it a little bit. I thought this was kind of cheesy. Somehow you're just supposed to know that these are going to pop up over here. Okay, whatever.
Poor Dodgson is a pathetic sailor and an even worse captain. We'd have run aground on the Isis if I hadn't taken an oar.
Now you might recognize there that she says, poor Dodgson is a pathetic sailor. That's Charles Dodgson is actually Lewis Carroll. So I haven't seen anybody else note that either. But anyway. You know, I actually forgot what I was going to say now, but I'll get back to it, I'm sure. About, it would have been nice if they would have done a certain thing. In the game design. Something else I'd point out too. It's like I noticed that in the videos when I was playing them back, that sometimes Alice's feet go through the textures, but when I'm playing, it's not that way. So I don't know exactly what's up with that. But I can tell you that as I'm playing here, I've never seen her feet go through the textures. Like, I saw her feet go through the textures of some mushroom surfaces in the second chapter, underwater or undersea, things like that. I mean, I'm not actually seeing that when I'm playing. I only saw it when I went back and rewatched the videos. So I don't know if that's something about the video capturing that's doing that. I wouldn't have thought so, but it's kind of strange. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this, but one other thing to keep in mind is the history of drug use, whether it was, opium or heroin or whatever. I mean, if you go back and look in history, I mean, people used to take what we know today are very addictive drugs, or drugs that are very bad for your system. They used to use stuff like that for medicinal purposes, or even just socially and stuff, and it was no big deal. So when you see stuff like in Alice in Wonderland about the caterpillars smoking the hookah pipe, or other kinds of implications, and it wasn't unique to Great Britain or the British Empire either, or Victorian era society. I mean, if you go back and look at early 20th century medical records, diaries from doctors in America back then, they had some rather interesting, prescriptions for different types of pain, taking heroin and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that would certainly, take care of the pain, but, anyway, not probably the best idea at any rate. But we didn't know it back then. Of course, this is part of the problem. The people back then felt that they did know what they were doing. So it's kind of funny how, if you think about it, various so-called experts today have, quite frequently, not a whole lot of humility. They really think they know everything. They really think that they know what's best or whatever, even though history tends to show that, usually when we think we know things, we don't really know as much as we think we do. And then people later in history who have learned other stuff, they look back at the earlier practices and go, boy, those people were stupid. Meanwhile, they're doing some really silly things themselves in their contemporary society, and then, later generations will look back at what they did and say, boy, those people were really stupid. So, that could kind of be avoided if people would just be a little bit more humble, or maybe a lot more humble.
What Nurse Witless said was, the fire whooshed in, lit her up like the guy on Cracker Night. No one knows how she survived except Alice, and she's Stoom, remember.
So let me see here, 760, I think I'm just short. Oh, not totally just short. Teapot cannon upgrade. Oh wow, yeah, okay, I forgot about that.